I was at Raw. Bam! Right there. For, of course, you should read it right there. It says Monday, July 28th, 2014. And that will be the show I am reviewing for today. So yeah, went to Raw, was way too tired to actually do a review. And those of you who follow me on Twitter and like me on Facebook, and if you haven't, you should, you guys knew about it. But here you go. I am here to talk about Raw that took place last night in Houston, Texas. And I have to say, being there live was extremely fun. If you ever get a chance to go to a live event for WWE, take it. Go. You will not regret it because it's a totally different experience than watching it on TV. You get to be engulfed with the audience. You get to be in the drama. And it's so much fun. And I think all wrestling fans should experience it more than once in a lifetime. Come on. If you have not gone to a live event, you need to go at least once. But I'm pretty sure most of you watching me have gone to at least one live event. Hopefully, if you haven't, change that. But overall, the show was solid. It wasn't perfect. The first 2 hours were really fun. That last hour, up to Brie and Stephanie, which was awesome. But up to that point, that last hour was yuck. It killed the crowd big time. And you know what? I'm gonna do something different for this review. I'm going to place the segments and matches into two categories. The first one is the organic category, where the matches or the segment felt real and it didn't feel like it was scripted, like it was actually happening in real life. It felt like real life drama. And then there's the staged category, where it was obviously fake, where you knew you were watching the show, where you knew it wasn't real, and you just got taken out of it. The only way wrestling shows are going to thrive is if it feels organic. We know it's scripted, but it shouldn't feel scripted. It should feel like it's happening for real. And that is the stuff that's going to get crowds invested into what you do. And I will start off with the first segment. First segment I will put in the organic category. Why? When you have John Cena go out there and talk about how, at SummerSlam, he is going to get beaten. Even he knows, I am in for the beating of a lifetime. And that's something fans want to see. Cena is at that point now where I think the majority are sick. I'm going to assume the majority are sick of seeing him win all the time. And instead, they want to see him get beaten up and lose and get, just decimated. And when he brought that up, the crowd was, yes, yes, yes. And that's what they want to see. So, when you play off of that, and you have Cena actually play up to his character, look, yes, I am going to get beaten. It's going to be a rough ride, where he is now at odds. He is not the odds. He is not the guy that's the obstacle that has to be overcome. Now he is actually where the WWE has been trying to tell us he's been since 2005, which is not the case. He is the guy that has to overcome something. Now it feels real. Now it feels like something that can happen in real life. And now Cena can actually be his character. And I think this is going to be good. I am still not certain how this is going to work with Lesnar as champion, but I'm not worried about that right now. We will get to it later on. Hopefully the WWE extends his contract to where he wrestles at least every other month and not one time before WrestleMania. But yeah, this was good. Heyman came out, talked about how Cena will get victimized. He's not going to just lose by an F5. No, he is going to be made into Brock Lesnar's bitch. And that is going to be something very, very awesome to see. Then you got Cena counteracting with passion. And, I like when Cena just really gets into his promos. And he almost cried a little bit, too. That's how you knew he was very passionate. But his whole thing is, I can't let Brock Lesnar win because Lesnar doesn't love wrestling. He doesn't have the passion for wrestling like I do. And if he gets the championship, we most likely won't see him. So again, we're giving Cena a purpose to his character to want to be Mr. Never Give Up and Never Surrender, because I cannot let this man take this championship. And that's what makes it feel organic. So I'm behind this. And then Cesaro comes out And then he starts talking about how he's not a Paul Heyman guy, but then he's defending Paul Heyman, so he really is a Paul Heyman guy. And that's what kind of annoyed me about this segment. It's like, okay, so you broke him up from Paul Heyman, but you're going to have him defend him anyway, so why even break him up? Why not keep him with Heyman and let Heyman work with Brock Lesnar and Cesaro? You know, that makes a lot more sense. This is the only part of the segment I would put in the staged category, because this made no freaking sense at all. But I will say Cesaro's promo on Cena was hilarious. He talked about how Cena is a walking billboard and he can't wrestle in sneakers. Oh yeah, that's right, you can't wrestle, period. I was like, damn, Cesaro. Then they have a match, and the match was really freaking good. Even in losing to Cena, Cesaro looked good. And I think Cesaro made Cena look good. That's how you know Cesaro is actually going to be someone special in the WWE. Well, if they treat him like it. Whatever the case is, good match, good opening segment, good opener, period. And I hope to see, Cesaro get a very high spot somewhere in SummerSlam. Whether it's with the IC Championship or against someone. Don't put him off the card. He needs to be on SummerSlam somehow, some way. Also, can we clarify whatever is going on with Heyman and Cesaro? Are they still associates? Because if they are, okay, fine. And if they're not, okay, they're not. But don't do this thing where he's not his associate, but he really is. I mean, they could be friends, but he came out to help Heyman. So obviously, they're more than just friends. They seem like clients. So get that fixed. Clarify that, WWE. But I will say this. I am happy that Cesaro is doing the swing again. That is cool. And maybe they're using that to help him become a babyface somewhere down the line. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But moving on to the next segment. Paige came out to confront AJ. Well, no, she came out first to talk about how she's still friends with AJ Lee, even after she beat her ass last week. So, I don't know what's going on there. Obviously, this is a psychological ploy by Paige to keep AJ off guard so she can keep on attacking her from behind, playing off of her mental illness, I guess. AJ came out and told her, look, I'm a woman. I don't have time for high school little girl games. If you don't like me, tell me to my face. And Paige is like, nope, come on, you're my best friend. Even when AJ went crazy and she said, stop acting crazy. And AJ was like, did you just call me crazy? She beat her up. And I like that. I like when AJ just kind of goes, did you just say crazy? Stuff like that. It's a good babyface tool. But anyway, she attacks Paige. And even then, Paige is like, no, AJ, we're friends. We're friends, AJ. Don't do that, AJ. And I'm like, she's milking this. I like this. So, for the sake of it, I'll put this in organic. It didn't feel scripted. It kind of felt like, yeah, this is really good drama happening out. I want to see where this goes. And if they do get a match at SummerSlam, which they will, make it submission. I want it to be a submission match. I'm going to keep pushing that. I'm going to keep doing it until it happens. Because these two female wrestlers deserve a stipulation. Alright, so yeah, organic. I thought that was good. And then we got one of my favorite segments. We got Stephanie, Triple H, and Jericho. So the Authority comes out to address what happened last week with Stephanie getting arrested and her being all emotional and Triple H very angry at the audience. How dare you mock my wife? And then Houston starts chanting jailbird at her. That was hilarious. I was all involved in that, and I hope it sticks. That is a great chant to have for Stephanie now. And you have Jericho come out to mock Stephanie, and I was like, yes, old school 2000. Some of you don't remember it because you wasn't even born yet, but I was around when Jericho was feuding with Stephanie back in 2000, and this was awesome. You had him singing bad boys, what you gonna do? And the audience was singing with him. He mocked Triple H, his big nose, and that interaction between him and Triple H was old school for me. That was like, man, we don't get this anymore, And of course, Seth Rollins comes out to attack him, and he gets put in a match against him later on tonight. But it was also announced that Jericho will face Bray Wyatt at SummerSlam. I will talk about that later on, so stick to this review to hear my thoughts on that. But this was one of my favorite segments. This was good. And I like the fact that we're giving Stephanie a primetime spot on this show with Brie Bella. Because, and I'll get more into this when we talk about the main event, because it did end the show. It's refreshing to see female competitors, female characters, actually get a primetime spot. Not because they're female, but because they're good. When something is good, it doesn't matter what gender or what color and whatever you are. If it's good and it's great and people want to see it, it needs to be featured strongly. And that is something we need more in wrestling. But yeah, guys, that was definitely good. We got a 6-man tag match between The Miz and Ryback, taking on Ziggler and the Usos. Really good match. Ziggler won. Ziggler won again, guys. Am I dreaming? Ow. No, this is real. I'm just kidding. But yeah, guys, Ziggler and the Usos beat Miz and Ryback. And it looks like we might have something with the New Nation and the Usos, because New Nation came out. They didn't do anything. They were just standing by watching them. And I think it would be cool if we got the New Nation, which is obviously Kofi Kingston and Big E, versus the Usos at SummerSlam. Or we do a 6-man, 3-team tag with Ryback taking on the New Nation and the Usos for the tag team championships. That would be pretty cool. And of course, Ziggler would take on The Miz for the IC Championship, which is fine as well. Overall, I felt like this was good because it potentially set up a tag team championship match and an IC championship match, whatever that's going to be for either championship titles. So, yeah, I liked it. And then we got Bo Dallas and R-Truth. This, oh man, I don't get what WWE was going for here. They know damn well that the audience is getting behind Bo Dallas. And you have this streak, whether it's accidental or not, and it is accidental, that fans found entertaining, and instead of working with it, instead of going with it, they ended here against R-Truth. Why R-Truth? He doesn't even get TV time. Is he going to get TV time? We don't know. We'll see. But he hasn't been on TV all that much, so why would you have him end this streak? A streak that was actually helping Bo Dallas stand out on the freaking roster. What happened to making stars, WWE? What happened to making people unique? And you have a character that could actually work with this. I don't get it. And then the match happens, he loses, and then Bo Dallas beats him up, and that's it. Nothing all that important. Like, the streak didn't matter. It would be one thing if Dallas lost and he, became a crybaby, threw a temper tantrum like he did on NXT. That's different. That's cool. I would have preferred that, but he just lost and he beat up R-Truth and he's fine. So not only did the streak just end randomly against a random opponent that's not going to get TV time, but the blow-off was kinda anticlimactic too. All that just to have Bo Dallas beat up R-Truth. He doesn't throw a temper tantrum, which would have been fine, like he did on NXT. He just beats up R-Truth, Bo leaves, and walks away. Y'all could have used that to help someone, man. Y'all could have used that for a totally different purpose, to help Bo Dallas get the IC Championship. Have him hold that for a very long time, until like WrestleMania or something, but, this was dumb. I don't like this. The more I think about it, the more I dislike it. It's going into the stage category because this is stupid. It made no sense. Maybe, and if I'm going to think like a writer, as a writer, I would most likely have done this just to make the audience, maybe, again, I'm not a writer, but obviously if I was thinking in their shoes, maybe they did this so fans would not like him as much, because obviously the streak was giving fans a reason to get behind Bo Dallas, so they ended it so fans would not cheer him. But what they ended up doing was counterproductive, because now fans don't have a reason to care about Bo Dallas. So he's starting from scratch. Oh my god. Stupid. Dumb. I didn't like this. Moving on. So, we have a segment between R-Truth and Swagger, which was fun. You know, it was simple USA versus Russia, and the crowd felt very patriotic. They were chanting USA, USA. Swagger came out there, and they didn't do much, but I liked it. I mean, because I was involved in it. Maybe it was different over TV, but I like this segment, obviously. We might get a flag match between Swagger and Rusev at SummerSlam, and if we get that, fine. Obviously going into organic, because what is it more organic than a Russian heel who hates America versus a patriotic babyface who wants to defend America, and it works. So yes. The stuff with Orton and Reigns, I really liked. Orton was told earlier on in the show that as long as Reigns is in the picture, Randy Orton will never have a shot at the World Championship. And what does Orton do? He gets pissed. He tells Triple H, "You are now my problem." He walks away. He attacks Roman Reigns right before his match against Kane. Thank you, because no one wants to see that terrible match happen again. Sorry, Kane and Reigns cannot put on a good match. I've seen enough to say that. But, he beats him up badly, and he goes to RKO him on the table. First time, it doesn't break. What does he do? He gets him up and does it again, and the table finally breaks. I'm happy he did that, because it really added more emphasis to his beatdown and made him seem a lot more vicious. Really cool. You know, Randy Orton was like, "Damn it, this table is gonna break. I will not be denied." And it was cool. I like that he did it twice, and it really added more heat to this feud. I really want to see this happen at SummerSlam now. Especially now, since the Viper is back. I like it. I love it when Randy Orton is the Viper. Whether he's the Legend Killer or the Viper, those are the times when Randy Orton is at his best. So, yes, really love this, and I look forward to seeing where it goes. The following segments I didn't care about, and I felt like killed the show, because this is the last hour. Before Brie and Stephanie, we got apparently an untelevised segment between Spaceman Damian Sandow and Adam Rose. Oh my god. Why? I don't know. Rose beat him in like 10 seconds. It all happened on the app, I believe, so whatever. Stupid. Dumb. Staged. Diego with Layla and Summer Rae versus Fandango. Why? I don't know. This was stupid. Two gimmicks that no one cares about. Nobody. Diego won. Stupid. Staged. I like the stuff with Goldust and Stardust, but I'm starting to wonder, where are these two going to have a match? Because obviously, this whole thing is to find the Cosmic Key, which is their team name. So, by now, you still don't have a team name? Come on. Obviously, this is WWE's way of saying, we don't have anything for these guys. Sorry. Whatever. Then we got, I think after that, we got the Divas Tag Team match. Yeah, it was Natalya and Naomi versus Cameron and Alicia Fox, who no longer has a gimmick. Why? Why? I don't really understand why you would give Alicia Fox a gimmick that was getting over and then take it away from her. It's like Bo Dallas all over again. The match was okay. Naomi makes Cameron tap out to a really sweet submission move. It was unique and new. I like it. But the crowd didn't care. And quite frankly, I didn't care. It was way out of place. Very badly placed, in my personal opinion. And then we got Chris Jericho versus Seth Rollins. This was okay. This was a decent match. It didn't get out of second gear, though. Not second gear, first gear. It didn't really hit second gear at all. It was alright. And then Bray Wyatt came out and beat up Chris Jericho again. And that's it. Alright, seriously. This is what I'm going to say. My main issue with this feud is that it has no purpose. It really doesn't. yes, I like it for name value alone. I like Bray Wyatt versus Chris Jericho because it's Bray Wyatt versus Chris Jericho. But why is it happening? Why is Bray Wyatt attacking Chris Jericho? Like I said last week, maybe he's attacking him because he saw Chris Jericho as an idol at a younger age. And during that time, he was in a very dark place, and he was hoping Chris Jericho would save him, but he never did. And he holds that grudge against Jericho for not truly being an idol for him. That makes sense, but I don't even think that's what they're going for. And that's what's really frustrating me about this. It feels like the WWE doesn't really have a storyline for these guys. They're just putting them together because. Come on. You can do better than that, WWE. Give these guys a reason to fight, please. And stop going off a name value for laziness. And some of you might say, but Alyx, man, this is why. The reason they're going after him is to make a name for himself. No, that's your reason. That's not the reason Bray Wyatt or WWE has given us for this feud to happen. It's just Jericho versus Wyatt for the sake of it. We need a reason. Whether it's my reason, whether it's something as simple as I'm trying to make a name for myself. Whatever. Establish that and run with it. Okay? Because right now, I'm sorry, I have to put Chris Jericho and Bray Wyatt in the staged category. Because these guys don't really have a reason to be fighting right now. Other than Bray Wyatt just keeps attacking Chris Jericho for no reason. Whatever. We'll see what happens. I mean, they're gonna have a match at SummerSlam, and I want it to be good. Guys, please, don't misunderstand me. I want Jericho and Wyatt to be good. Right now, I just feel it's not. They're not clicking. Something's not there. And I hope it gets there before SummerSlam. But I will say, the final segment, the stuff with Brie Bella and Stephanie, great TV. Really engaging. Really liked it. Stephanie goes out there to, call out Brie Bella. They got the main event segment, which again, like I said before, is refreshing. Because not everything has to be for the men. Because, men run the show. No. If it's good with female or men, it should be featured prominently. And I believe Brie Bella and Stephanie deserves to be featured prominently because it's a continuation of Triple H versus Daniel Bryan, but with their wives. It makes sense. So Brie Bella comes out talking about how, you've been treating me like crap. And here's my thing with Brie. I think she has decent microphone skills, but seriously, change up your vocabulary, woman. If you're going to be a trash talker, you have to know more words than bitch. Because that's all she's been calling Stephanie. You're a bitch. You're a bitch. And yes, she is, but, there are other words you can call her, like skank, slut, tramp, fat ass, something. Freshen it up, okay? There are 10,000 words you can call Stephanie besides bitch. And you can tell she gets into it because she's just talking and then bitch! I'm like, okay, we got it. We got that part. You don't have to just emphasize it every single week. How about you change it up a little bit? That would be nice. Other than that, like I said, great segment. Stephanie was beautiful. One of the best heels in the company right now. She was begging Brie, like, listen, please drop those charges, the battery charges from last week. And she said, listen, I'll give Nikki a raise. I'll stop treating her like crap. I'll give you your job back and stuff like that. And Brie's like, yeah, sure. But one more thing. I want a match against you. Really good setup. It made sense. They used what they started last week to set up this match for SummerSlam. And Stephanie was all like, fine. I haven't wrestled in over 10 years, but fine. I'll give you a match against me. And then she's all like, but Brie, just know one thing. Smack. Brie's lips fly off into the freaking rafters. And then Stephanie's like, I'm gonna make you my bitch. And I was like, yeah. And then they start fighting and cat fight and awesomeness. JB Noble, Finley, and Joey Mercury come out to break him up, and the audience chants Jamie Noble to end the show. Good stuff. I really like that ending. That was really good. So yeah, overall, solid. Has some issues here and there, but it was fun overall. Definitely a much better show than what we got before Battleground. So yeah, I will say SummerSlam is shaping up to be a really good show. As of right now, this is the card. Pre-show will most likely be Naomi versus Cameron again. Sure. AJ Lee versus Paige for the Divas Championship. Hopefully that is a submission match. Hopefully. Bray Wyatt versus Chris Jericho. Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose. Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz for the IC Championship. Maybe we'll throw in Bo Dallas. Maybe we'll throw in Cesaro. Maybe both of them. Make it a fatal 4-way. Why not? Stephanie McMahon versus Brie Bella in a grudge match. Jack Swagger versus Rusev in a flag match. Usos versus Ryback and or the New Nation for the Tag Team Championships. Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns, maybe for the #1 contendership for the World Championship. And of course the main event with John Cena versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship, where I will pay good money to see Cena get his ass kicked. Tell me how you feel about Raw, SummerSlam, everything down below, what I talked about. Let's chat. Thank you for watching. This is your boy, Deluxe Man, signing off. Peace out.